Thank you. I join my colleagues in condemning this marketing campaign. I think I'm the only person on this stage who actually carried an assault weapon for 23 years in my military service, and qualified at the expert level in firing those weapons. Let me tell you, these weapons are intended to kill enemy combatants. They are intended to knock down the enemy, rip apart bodies so that they cannot get back up and shoot back at you on the field of combat. These rifles are intended to kill enemy combatants who are wearing body armor. Yet they're remarkably similar to the kind that this company is trying to seduce our kids into coveting. The gunmaker itself admitted it. They wrote just about the sickest phrase I can imagine in 2021 in a press release, claiming, bragging really, that their JR-15, and I quote, operates just like mom and dad's gun. Some of the children in these ads don't yet appear old enough to know their times table. Some of these kids that they're marketing to might not yet be allowed to cut up their own dinner because mommy and daddy still considers the knife to be too sharp. We certainly don't see companies advertising tactical knives to children of this age, and we would probably be just as upset by it. And yet We Want Tactical has looked at these elementary schoolers, has looked at our babies, and decided that making a few more dollars is worth the added risk to these children's lives. They've made the calculated, craven choice to value their own profits ahead of our daughters' and sons' odds of making it to next year's science fair. Last May, I went to talk to my daughter's Memorial Day class event. Her teacher had asked me to come to explain the meaning of Memorial Day, to talk about the sacrifices that our troops have made to safeguard our freedoms and rights as a nation, including the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And as I was talking in my older daughter's, my 8-year-old's classroom, I happened to look out the window into the hallway, only to see my younger daughter, my 4-year-old, in the middle of a shelter-in-place drill. I watched in horror as her little cluster of 3- and 4-year-olds crouched down as small as they could get. I watched as my baby pressed her head against the wall and put her hands over her head as if that was going to stop a round from one of these weapons. She was barely out of her toddler years, and yet she was already being taught how to try to survive if someone with a weapon of war comes into the classroom where she was learning her ABCs, believing that their right to fire assault rifles matters more than her right to make it to the age of 5. What I felt was horror, and I know other parents have felt the same as they try to imagine the unimaginable. I've spoken before about researching ballistic backpacks and ballistic whiteboards for my daughters to have in their classrooms, and the fact of the matter is that those pages are bookmarked in my phone. It's not the first time I've looked at them. Facebook's own employees have cited some of their platform's rifle promoting ads as dangerous and reckless. We cannot and must not allow this to go on another day, another hour. We need the FTC to act. They must begin the investigation, because every minute that we let parasitic companies like this try to trick our babies into buying and asking to be bought weapons of war, we risk witnessing another classroom turning into a massacre. Every moment we let this continue, we risk having to bury yet another first grader in their favorite pair of Converse. Enough. Let's end this sickening marketing strategy. Let's ban, and then we need to ban the sale of military-style assault weapons altogether. Thank you.